Hey guys, Steph here, North Shore Bronco. Today we're going to be installing the rough country rear tailgate reinforcement because I'm putting 37s on and I also want to be able to put a rack on top. So I got the instructions here. Of course, we don't need these. And we're going to start with actually I do need these. All right, let's get into it. First thing you do is you take your tire off. It's so light when you open it. I'm not used to it. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to pop this cover off here and disconnect brake light and the camera. So I just got these plastic trim removal tools, got these on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description. It's fairly easy. It pops out, you go around and it just kind of pops out on its own almost. Easy. Okay, so if you can see the connectors are up here. It's just, there's a little tab you squeeze. In this one here, pretty sure you have to twist it. I broke something. This is the camera. Obviously, it's an optical cable. I'll just tape it when we need to reconnect it. Okay, so the next step, obviously, is taking the grommet out. You just kind of push it and pull it out. So now it's out. And you can take your 13 mil socket and you're going to take the bolts out to take your tire carrier off. There we go. Okay, so next step, they want you to kind of brace your tailgate so that when you take the bolts out, it doesn't drop down. It says to use plastic spacers. I don't know if they're supposed to provide those. I didn't get any. I don't have plastic spacers, but I got a bunch of wood. So I'm just gonna shove, they say on the hinge side, once I take the bolts out, it'll support it. And they also say here, you want the crack to stay the same. So wood shim once again. And to make sure, they say to tape the door so you know where it's aligned. Piece of tape here and on the bottom here, and I'll be able to tell if it moves. So next step is to take a T47 socket and take your bolts out. I don't have a T47, I have a T45. I tried it, it's okay. If you do that, just be careful you don't strip anything. Mine weren't in too tight, so it's all right. Alright, I got 4 hinge bolts out and my tape hasn't moved at all, so the alignment of the door should be the same. Next step, I gotta put my bracket in. They give you new bolts, these little like plastic spacers. So I'm gonna put my 4 bolts. And then my spacers, you want the concave or like the beveled edge to go against the hinge. I'm gonna put those in. That's what provides the strength, is usually you're just bolted on your hinges, but now this plate is going to spread the weight of these 4 bolts over all these, so it's really going to add a lot of strength to your tailgate. And I really don't think anything moved for me. Perfect. The next step is going to be to install the relocation bracket, which will bring the tire up and back a little bit. One thing I didn't know, and this is my fault, I assumed that the 3rd brake light relocation came with the tire relocation bracket. It doesn't. It's a separate attachment you need to buy, which will raise your 3rd brake light. I don't have it. I'm just going to install this and then we'll see, but pretty sure I'm going to have to order the 3rd brake light relocation as well. Quick disclaimer, I almost did something really stupid. Hopefully I didn't strip anything, but you get 2 bags of hardware if you get the relocation bracket. You get hardware that comes with these like brass bolts, washers, and nuts. I was kind of confused as why there was nuts with it because in the instructions for the relocation bracket it says to use the supplied bolts and washers. It's not these that they mean. They mean bolts and washers that come with the actual reinforcement plate. They're a tiny bit smaller because the other ones will fit, but I kind of felt like I was going to strip all the holes. It was too hard to thread in. These go in much easier, so I'm going to take those out now, put these. And the other clue that I should have clued in is that the washer wouldn't fit through the hole where you're supposed to put them, and I was trying to put them in this way. Whereas if you use the proper bolts and washer, you can put them in. Use a 13 mil shallow socket to go in. I'm going to take out the old ones now, and hopefully I didn't wreck the threads on anything. And that's why I'm making these videos, because I'm not perfect. I usually something up, so you guys can learn from my mistakes. Now, I'm not tightening them all the way with the impact gun, because that would increase chance of stripping something. I'm going to finish it off with my ratchet. There is a torque, but I'm just using the Gudentite method. Torques are all in the instructions if you actually want to use them. All right, good. Nice and tight. I didn't strip anything, thank God. The final step is to take, there's 2 clips in here that hold the wire. So they say to just remove one of the clips, just kind of pulls out. It's just gonna give it some slack. Wire used to go through this little crack here. You're just gonna run it lower, and they give you a little spot here for it. There. So now I go like that, and everything lines up. They tell you to use the stock hardware, so I'm confused with the hardware again. I'm gonna use the stock bolts because they're black, but then you need nuts, and they do give you bolts and nuts with the other kit, so I'm gonna see if they'll actually fit. They put a washer back there. I don't know, they give you these big washers, might as well use them. Before you tighten everything down, just like anything, make sure you install all the hardware first loosely. It's nice and solid now. Before I put the spare on, I will run the wires back through. Pretty straightforward. Run it through. Now I got my wires. Just gonna reconnect those. I did break my clip, so I'm just gonna put a little bit of electrical tape. Oh, that's the last of it. Around my camera wire so it doesn't disconnect. Let the vibration. Not a big deal. My backup camera stops working on the Y. And take your cover. You put the front end first. Got those 2 little clips. Pretty straightforward. And clip the back. I actually like how easy they made that. It'd be kind of cool to make a little storage compartment in there. It's easy enough to take off. Alright, let's get the spare out. Alright, so I'll get this out. Yeah, that's why I got the reinforcement. You know, gotta work smart, not hard. It's a lot easier than lifting it up there. It's gonna suck in the woods if I have to change a flat tire. But you can also probably use your high lift jack, 21, or no, 19. You guys see my third brake light? Yeah, neither can I. Oh, that is solid. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I like it that it gives it a beefier look too. Kind of gives it like an armor on the tailgate. I do like that it brings the tire out because I plan on getting some sort of rack to put up here. Yeah, and with the extra space, if I put a shelf or a basket on top or recovery boards or whatever, now it's like extremely solid. It'll give me more room to bring stuff out with me. Hope you guys were able to learn from my mistakes, the hardware. A note to Rough Country, thank you for making your instructions the way they are and including random hardware that I have no idea what it's for. It gives me the opportunity to make these videos so people can kind of figure it out as I do, and then it'll make it easier for them. That's it. We'll see you guys next time.